Larry, you spoke to him.
Mm.
What was that conversation like with him, and what kind of year do you think Adam Fox needs to have?
Well, I think there's a direct correlation between his own disappointment of his season, and we can separate that from, the outside noise. Um, but I think he's a pretty good self-evaluator. And I know when the season ended, he was in the gym 4, 5, 6 days a week. This off season, he skated a lot. He told me that he always wants to get better. That this is his MO every year. But I think there was a little more to it. I think he needed to get a little stronger. At this age, he needs to get a little faster. The game has become faster. Um, and I think that was a direct reaction to the season and to Four Nations, where I was told by a few people that he took it personally. And he's an elite player who, for the first time, has his rankings have dropped, from outside sources. He's not
Hmm.
a lock to make the Olympic team, which a year ago, everyone would have, everyone, would have had him as an automatic, right? So this is going to be an important year for him. And I think there are two things. First of all, I think Gavrikov is going to be an immense help to him. I think they're going to have a very good first pair. Um, and I think that having David Quinn there as the defensive coach is going to help Adam too. He had a great relationship with David. He was his first NHL coach. He basically by his, the middle of the first year, he was on the first pair.
Hmm.
So he has always had a very good relationship with David Quinn. I think that's going to be a factor this year too. I think it's going to have a very positive influence on Adam.
I find the Adam Fox, even not even just Adam Fox, but the Mike Sullivan Team USA head coach dynamic to be really interesting as well. And Larry, you asked Sullivan about it
Yeah.
too. And I thought I mean, he's answered every question this training camp so head on, which you could only appreciate as members of the media. But I feel like he has such a good head about it because it is a unique dynamic that, here the
Can
NHL
be
is
very
returning to
tricky,
the Olympics. Yeah,
right?
the
Can
NHL
be
is
very
returning to the
tricky
Olympics.
when it becomes, I think,
Hmm.
early January, they're naming the team, late December, early
Yeah,
January, naming team. It can be a very tricky dynamic if Adam Fox is not on the team.
yeah.
It can be a tricky dynamic if JT Miller is not on the team, right? I mean, they're separate.
I would be shocked if JT Miller's not on that team.
Okay, I'm just saying that there's always a tricky, like, yes, I think JT Miller will be on the team,
Hmm.
but I don't think he's an automatic going into the season, right? But there can be a sensitive dynamic there,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and you're certainly going to, like, Mike Sullivan's going to have great influence on who makes the roster, right? And he's going to be watching. He watches Adam Fox every day,
yeah.
so his recommendation, is I think going to carry with management. So again, I think Adam's mature. He's a vet. He understands the position he's in. Everyone understands the position Mike Sullivan is in, but it can become tricky. The way you can eliminate all the confusion is by Adam Fox having a great year, right? and then he's there.
Yeah.
Correct.
To your point,
And that's
Larry,
and that's what Adam said too, and that's kind
yeah,
of what Mike Sullivan said too, and Adam also said that when he met with Sullivan, Sullivan told him that his system is going to allow him to be at his best. That
yes.
playing fast, attacking, it's going to allow Adam to be at his best. So I think from what I gleaned from the conversation with Adam is that their relationship has been very good, and there's very good communication between them.
Well, yeah, and Mike Sullivan wants Adam Fox to succeed and be great. And so Adam Fox should go into training camp prepared, like all the reports have said, in the best shape you can possibly be in, because that's all you can really control in the summer. You can watch some film if you want.
Right.
You work on things and you get as prepared as you can. That's how you prevent injury and build the engine. That's what off-season training's for. He needs to be in a comfortable headspace, like you said, Larry, because he is such a cerebral guy. He's never going to be Miro Heiskanen. He's never going to be Cale Makar. He's not. That's not how he's built, and that's not what makes him. Those aren't his superpowers. He's got a computer brain, and it's really hard to teach things that you really can't teach. And if he's comfortable in seeing things the way he's supposed to be seeing them, with a consistent, left defenseman as his pair, like that, those are all the ingredients for the recipe that we saw the first couple of years of Adam Fox.
Right. You
This is a
also,
Norris Trophy winner.
right.
He's not in the top 50 of the rankings anymore from the network I work on. He's not in the 50.
I
So
know.
it's like, that's a pretty, and it's not like he's 35.
No,
So
I know. No,
understanding those things, but
yeah.
use them as motivation, the same as what the Olympic potential bid could be. You want to go play for a top two or three team that has a very good chance of winning a medal and potentially gold. Well, there's a lot of guys that want to be on that team. There's a lot of good players.
Yeah.
You want to coach that team? Well, there's going to be some hard decisions. And I think if you have that perspective that it's a challenge and you get excited about it, the Rangers are going to take care of themselves. They're all going to play well. They're going to put them in positions to play well. The trust factor should be there. If it doesn't work out, hopefully everyone's mature enough and we don't have a Tampa Bay Lightning situation in 2014.